And so, Ian, when University of Kentucky has a patent that they are looking at licensing, how do they identify licensees?
Well, we have a process. We have a team of people that are focused solely on deal development, marketing our technologies, doing partnering around this. I think one of the things that we try to think hard about is not just sort of putting together materials that sell the technology, that say here's the great aspect or attributes, right, characteristics of this technology. How neat is this technology? Look at all the cool things it can do. But when we are approaching a partnering meeting, you have to really understand the needs of the partner. And what they're focused on. You have to look at their recent investments. How many patents have they filed in the space? Is that portfolio aging or is it new? In other words, are they getting out of that business or are they just entering into it and investing in it? Is what you're offering truly complementary or white space? One thing I think a lot of tech transfer people who are marketing technologies forget is that a lot of things in early stage university technology is paradigm shift instead of incremental benefit or actually complementary to a business. Paradigm shift meaning this is going to totally change the way you do things, right? To a company, that's not music to their ears, right? So what I'm telling a company is, I realize you do one thing and you sell it and you make money. But I'm going to tell you that if you do this, you have to retrofit all of your manufacturing facilities. You have to change everything you do. It's going to cost you $1 billion, but it does it better. And that's not always saleable, right? And so we try to differentiate between paradigm shift things where, okay, they could adopt this, but how much cost they have to incur to do this as opposed to what they're already doing versus incremental benefit, which is much easier to dig into and actually take on. And so when we have these partnering meetings, we try to identify companies that are right fits based on complementary incremental benefit. And then when we sell, we're pitching not just sort of here's the attributes of the technology, but here's the alternative, the incremental advantages over the alternative of what you currently do. And that helps because I think you can't just sort of mass mail an email and say, look at this thing that we have.
A lot of firms have taken an approach that folks call Patents Plus, whereby they partner the grant of IP rights with other necessary rights to exploit the technology, know-how, software licenses, that sort of thing. Is that something, Stephanie, that Wharf does? And if so, has it proved successful?
Yeah, I was going to kind of jump in on that because there are natural fits already. There are sponsors of research, there are industry contacts for the faculty who they might have been former grad students. So there are some natural fits. And I think when you say Patents Plus, I think about things where we are maybe doing a patent license, but also a know-how license. Maybe there's data. Sometimes there's materials or biomaterials. So there are those other non-patentable assets. There are also ways that synergies happen where sometimes the investigator or the inventor is serving as a consultant in their personal capacity. Sometimes there's sponsored research into their labs. So I think when you have a lot of factors aligning to help to move that technology ahead, that can be a real benefit, and that there are those cases where there are those natural synergies. It can be complicated because since we're a separate entity from the university, you might be looking at multiple agreements. So we try to make that effort as seamless as we can. But yeah, I think it's really beneficial when that opportunity presents itself.